And actually, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
Because I know me.
You know, so that's our life mission. That's the McShin's mission.
You don't have to understand my boundaries to respect them.
Well, no, I'm the president, co-founder of McShin, a person in long-term recovery from substance use disorders.
How do you go about fixing the damage in the trust between the family after you get out?
Like, okay, I gotta work on that. Like,
Celebrating my 6 months. Didn't have cake.
Yeah.
gosh, you showed up.
Hey, welcome back to Get in the Herd podcast, brought to you by the McShin Foundation. Today we're back with Kevin and Weisert for part 2. Part 1 came out a few months ago. Kevin has since moved out of McShin, and he's doing bigger things with himself, actually. So we'll let him talk a little bit about that. Kevin, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. I got a dog.
A whole dog?
Yeah. This is Willie. This is named after my best friend who died of a drug overdose earlier this year. So he was my best friend. But, you know, he's a Great Dane, or like I call it, like a Great Pain, you know.
Chewing Versace glasses?
Yeah, he's really good at it.
Yeah.
And, like, phone cables and stuff like that, you know, shoes.
Yeah. Cute dog.
Yeah. So it's shameless plugging. We're going to call it like a podcast.
Podcast.
Get it?
Love that. Triggered.
Sheesh.
So what's up, man? How you been? How have you? I know when you were here at McShin a little while back, you were having a little bit of a difficult time. At least you had your friend overdose, like you just said, and I took you to that funeral. I remember that was a tough day.
Yeah.
Have you been?
Well, I'm at, I think 100 and whatchamacallit? What day is it today? 24th?
Today's the 24th, May 24th.
Yeah. So right now I'm at 120 or not. Yeah, like 3 months and 24 days, whatever that is. So what, 114 days or something? I don't know.
Over 100 days.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, and I just got, I've been kind of focusing on tattooing and trying to make that money doing that, and like, I just got a car like 2 weeks ago. I got a Chevy Trailblazer, so it's paid off. All the cylinders actually work. The tires are mostly inflated.
Progress, right?
Yeah. And I got a whatchamacallit. This dog is gonna be the death of me. Willie, come here, bro. Let me get this dog.
Put him in the basket.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, I got a dog. I got a car, and then a week ago, about today, I went and got a 4-bedroom house. So it's like it's got a backyard, so I have 2 Great Danes now, and it's got like a white picket fence. It's a sweet setup, and it just kind of fell into my lap, like really, like because like I kind of try to put my life on like display as like to be like just to show people what's going on, and like as a result, people like want to see me do good, and they I feel like that's a reward of that, like a gift of recovery, like literally, like it literally just fell in my lap, and I was in the position to be able to jump on it, and right now I'm actually trying to turn it into a I filled out the application to get it VAR certified, so I'm trying to get it turned into a recovery house.
That's awesome, man.
I
remember I ran into you at a meeting a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it's an anonymity thing, but you're here. You were sharing, and you were talking about how moving around a different sober living and going through those tough times, I guess you stayed clean and you stayed the course, and in doing so, it paid off, and you're starting to see some of the gifts and some of those recovery highs.
Yeah, and basically like, I was on meth for a whole year, and the crazy thing is that like, it was going so well at the beginning that it made me feel like that was, like a good thing. And the people that were in my close circle knew I was doing it and kind of accepted it because of the things I was doing. And like, I was very successful. Like I would tattoo during the day, and then I would sit there and get high and like get a bunch of, stuff done during the nighttime. And I built up a little empire, like really quickly. Like, and I had my own shop last year. And but I didn't tell anybody what I was actually going through. A lot of people would tell me like they're really proud of me, and I was like, if you actually knew what I was going through on a day-to-day basis, then you would not be proud of me.
Yeah.
But my biggest fears was losing that, and seeing, like the craziest part was actually seeing all my fears come true, and losing that entire shop, and getting evicted from the building, and then like I wound up homeless and in jail. So when I was in jail, a really good friend of mine, my older brother almost, just saved me and got me into McShin, and since then I've been just killing it. I've been trying to like use his he's been giving me like advice, and I've been trying to take it for the most part. He'll probably be like, yeah, right, Kevin. I really haven't, but, as a result, like these good things have been materializing, and I've been trying to deal with all the legal issues I've had to do. I have an attorney now that, like he's happy. Like, they tried violating my probation, but as like, I got into the Oxford House, and then they dropped the violation. So that's good.
So they were going to violate you for not completing the program, or for leaving, or.
Well, they're like, so basically, I had a charge for harassment by computer, which was brought on by one of the people that was associated with the area that I was in, and I had called him a bad name on a social media platform, and as a result, he. This thing is going crazy. I should never. Yeah. He took a sip out of that Red Bull, and next thing you know, he's going
right there.
He's not going to stay in the basket. I can try it. If we close that door real quick and just let him roam around, or that's not a bad idea.
The door's closed. He's fine.
All right.
Just let him run around. Yeah.
All right. Here goes nothing.
I don't think there's anything really valuable in here.
Right.
He wants something to chew on.
Hey, no. Hey. Yeah, I'm going to put it in the basket real quick.
Yeah.
Watch this. Oh, sorry. Perfect. Yeah, there he goes. All right. That lasted all 5 seconds. Right.
Yeah. You just let him roam around. He wants something to chew on, though, right?
Yeah. Give him something to chew on. What about that Pac-Man thing you got, man?
Can he chew on a cord, or is that not good for him?
I mean, it's fine by me, but,
We don't need it.
Fuck it. Here, throw it at him. Hey, here you go. Here, look at this. Knock yourself out.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So the harassment, allegedly.
Yeah.
They called it harassment.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was like, that basically, I never showed up for the court case because I was like, this is ridiculous. And, as a result, they issued a warrant out for me. And it was kind of crazy because I had, on my, like, I had a building. Like, my shop was in a building, and I was on the corner of Main Street. Like, it was on Main Street. Like, and it said my name on the side of it. So people, everybody knew where I was. It wasn't like I was like hiding or anything. And it was like sketch because I was on meth also. So I was already paranoid. And I got, like, cameras all set up and everything, and I'm just like, oh my God, and it was not something that was very, that was very good, but, result of it is that, I got out of that situation.
Yeah.
I still have all my stuff. And, I'm sober. I'm clean. I got 100 and whatever days clean. And these good things are happening in my life right now. And I know that, my best friend, like I said, he owns like the #1 landscape design company on the West Coast right now. And he did it without getting high. He's able to keep these things, like, and they didn't happen overnight. They happened over a period of time, and that's a lesson, that for one, like, that humility factor, that like, I can't do it all myself. Even though I know that I can, like, I can't, because it's stressful as fuck, and like, I'm not on meth anymore. I'm sitting here, like, clean. Like, just drinking Red Bull.
Yeah. And not only that, but like feeling good about it,
Yeah.
So, and then you had said at one time that, like, you had built all these things while on meth, and you're doing all these things, and you think you're getting a lot done, but in reality, like, it's not like quality, I guess, and it might even be just, like it did. It collapsed all on itself.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about what happened with the shop? And
Well, basically, like, okay, so even though I was able to get all this stuff done, and I did a good job at it, not like it wasn't quality. It was good, but like, I was able to be very productive. But what was lacking, and the worst part about it, was the fact that my artistic ability went with that. Like, when I'm high, I'm not as good a tattoo artist, straight up. And, that's, like, people are born to do certain things. And I guess I'm born to do tattoos. So, and, that's my bread and butter. That's how I eat. Since I got out of prison, it's like, like, if I want to eat, then I better find somebody to tattoo. And, when I can't do that, or when that's lacking, that's not a good thing. So,
what part of it is lacking when you're on meth? Is it like the ideas, or are they? What part of the tattoo is not?
I mean, like, so really, I kind of tattoo. Hey, no. I tattoo, like, subconsciously, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not doing it with the forward part of my mind. I'm doing with, I'm thinking about other things, and I'm doing it, like, just from the back of my mind. And these things happen naturally. But when I'm high, it's like I don't have that there. It's like it's a struggle for me to do it. I have to think about it, and like, and I overthink about it, and I'm not doing as good as I could do. So it's like,
it's not as natural.
Yeah, it's not natural, and it's not as good. Like, I look at the difference, like, when I'm not high, when I am high, and it's like a complete, 180-degree turnaround. So, and also, like, one of the biggest things that you lose when you're on meth is your personality. Like, that was the like, one of the main things that I was happy to get back, was my ability to laugh, and my ability to, like, be like, just have a personality, be able to have a conversation, be able to talk to people. And, like, when you're high, it's like you're that's not there. It's like you have to think about it, just like you have to think about tattooing. It's like you like overthink it, and you second guess it. You're like, and you hesitate. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same thing. Like, and it's just it's fucked. Basically, like, and now that that's not there, people are like, Kevin, you joke around too much. Like, you're why are you not serious? And I'm like, bro, because I'm happy.
Yeah.
Because I'm happy. I have my personality back.
I would say you're a pretty animated
Yeah.
kind of person, and you like to joke and stuff, and I appreciate it, you know, and like I haven't seen you high.
Yeah.
So I can imagine though, because I used meth before, and I know that when I use meth, and it's just like I'm a zombie. Like I'm like art's not there. It's like just something like, you know.
Yeah. And it's hard because like my job is to be in front of people all the time.
Yeah.
You know, and people that are in recovery. So when I'm tattooing people, it's like they know that there's something off there because my conversation won't be the same. I'll be like, you know, this won't be the same, you know, and it's like, you know, it's a trade-off. It's like, okay, what would you rather have? Like, it's like doing a deal with the devil or something like that. Or it's like, okay, well, you can have this business. You can have this, like, everything that you want, you can have. You can make it happen. But you don't have your personality and you don't have your fucking artistic ability. The two things that make tattooing what I make them into. Because, like, I like to, you know, do the best quality work I can, and I like to be personable. Like, I like to make people feel comfortable when I'm getting a tattoo, and like I like to, you know, just be, you know, like happy.
Yeah, because when you're tattooing, even like with the tattoos that I have, like the process of actually getting them and like those memories are built into the tattoo itself.
Yeah.
So like the experience, the conversation that I had, where I was at, the tattoo artist, like all that stuff is a memory for me. And like I could see how, you know, being a tattoo artist, like you would want to make that experience the best possible because that's a permanent memory.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's definitely it's about the journey, not about the destination.
100%. Yeah.
So
So now that you're doing more tattoo work and you're more like present,
focused.
focused, and so what's in the store right now for like your tattoo stuff? I remember you had talked about like, you know, ink therapy type of thing, like clean tattoos, right?
Yeah,
Is what you got going on right now? Yeah.
I rebranded it. So last year, like, you know, a good friend of mine, Justin Ray, came up with the idea of calling it Weisert tattoos because my last name is Weisert, and I was like, that's brilliant. And the day I was supposed to tattoo him, he hung himself. And I don't know if I was supposed to say that, but yeah. So I named my dog I named my dog Ray. Like I was going through kind of a depression too. I just moved into this townhouse, and you know, like I was on and off, like, you know, dealing with the beginning of a year-long relapse, and I was trying to not be on it, and I was kind of going through depression, and like, you know, I was trying to, like, I wasn't really focused on tattooing. Like I was focused on, like, I wanted to become like a DJ, so I got all this DJ equipment, and like I was saving up for it, and I was like, fuck this, man, I want a dog. So I got a Great Dane, and I named her Ray after Justin Ray. And, you know, like, the company was called Weisert Tattoos, and I stuck with that. And, you know, like, the problem with that was that, you know, then that became tied to all this, you know, this drug addiction and the collapse of, like, a little empire that I built. And, like, you know, I just wanted to rebrand it because, you know, for one thing, like, it, you know, clean tattoos. It's like, I'm clean. The tattoos are fire. You know, like right now I'm doing some of the best work I've done ever. And, you know, it works too because, like, it's a clean shop. You associate that with being, like, you know, like, hygienic, and it works.
In a lot of different ways, yeah.
Yeah. So, and then, you know, I can rebrand that in a lot of different ways too. Like, you know, I'm trying to start a recovery organization. Like, I know this is, like, my business partner's going to be rolling around like just like, Kevin, don't say it. You know, he wants me to just focus on tattooing, but you know, like, you know, I have put a lot of work into a recovery organization called Get Clean Recovery Corporation, and you know, I have a 114 page or somewhere around there, like, page business plan, you know, website, you know, nonprofit status, insurance,
The whole thing, yeah.
yeah. And I have an application that's already turned in to make it a VAR certified recovery organization at 114 days clean or whatever. And, you know, really, like, you know, I'm bonded out to a recovery house. I have to be in a recovery house. So I'm like, well,
Why not your own?
want to make my own? Yeah.
Yeah.
And people are like, you know, like you can. I'm like,
Now,
why
is that
not?
a
It's-
loophole? Because nothing in the paperwork says that it has to be not your own, you know?
I
So-
mean, it's gonna be if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right.
Yeah.
You know, like so. I mean, like, you know, I'm trying to do this the best I can, and this house just fell into my lap, and then the lady who owns the house also is like really big in recovery also. So it's like, you know, like she. I don't know if I should say this, but
we can edit it out, man. Like,
Yeah,
we're just.
well-
yeah.
like I just started talking to the, you know, we got in a group chat with like one of the city councilmen out there, and like I've been talking to some like big wigs in the recovery community around here, like high ups, you know,
Yeah.
like him, and you know, and it's just to see, you know, like, you know, a lot of good things are happening. You
Yeah.
know, so I just been kind of riding it, and everybody's like, Kevin, slow down, and I'm like, no. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can come on.
Yeah,
come
John
on.
Schinholzer
Yeah.
walked in the building, in the room.
Yeah, the man of the hour.
Yeah.
We're on the podcast, get it?
Yeah, we're just recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
I'll say hi to the world,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Take it with a grain of salt, but nice dog.
Yeah.
Keep up good work.
Thank you.
So how's so what are you doing right now with that? Like, what's the next step that you need to take?
So basically, like, what I need to do is just stay clean, one day at a
Yeah.
time. That's the next step. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't overwhelm myself. Don't try to do too much at one time, and basically just, you know, like just let it all play out. Like literally, these things that I've wanted to happen can happen if I stay clean. They're not gonna happen if I try to push a rope, and I know that I'm doing too much if you know, like if things just aren't working out, but I'm forcing them to work out. Like literally everything right now has just been happening as a result of me trying to just stay in position and do the right thing and stay clean. So, you know, the next step is literally, like, I don't know, just keep on doing the same thing. Like just focus on tattooing, try to, like, you know, grow that, you know what I'm saying? Like just be the best artist I can be, and everything else is going to fall into place, you know?
100%,
And,
yeah.
you know, I've been meeting some like really like good people, and, you know, everything's just going to be fine, you know, like I don't have fear of tomorrow. Like I don't have fear like of that, you know, everything's going to come crashing down, because it's not. You know, if it will if I get high. I know this. And, you know, like one of the reasons I get high is like because I have fear that I'm not going to be able to accomplish things. But if you have that humility aspect that says that, okay, well, I can't do everything myself. You know, like that, you know, I need help. You know, I need help. Like I just got a secretary, like an assistant, like administrative assistant. Like, you know, she's helping with everything. You know, like just perfect. You know, and you know, Matt told me, he's like, you know, he wasn't really able to grow and expand to the place that he is right now until he got help with it. And that's one thing that I have to focus on is keep her happy, because she's making, you know, my life easier so I can focus on what I have to focus on, which is tattooing and not freaking out.
Yeah.
And
It's crazy how when like we let go of trying to control everything, that actually things work out better.
Absolutely.
You said it best, is like, you know, getting help, like in any aspect of life, whether it's, you know, with emotional stuff, with addiction, and in business. The more help you get with people around you, the better things actually seem to be. So, can we talk a little bit about tattooing?
yeah, absolutely.
What so
Oh no.
what's that like? Is there things you don't do with tattoos? Like, is there certain tattoos that people have brought to you, like, that you're just like, nah, I can't do that, and won't do that, or?
I mean, money talks.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so basically, like, I got out of prison August 17th of 2020, right? And I'm going to give you a little backstory, right?
Yeah.
So when I got out, I was charging $25 an hour. And the first tattoo I did was on somebody in Eco Flats. I did a free tattoo on this girl's ribs. And then she showed somebody at Eco Flats, and then next thing you know, I had people come up to me want to get tattoos. And, like, I marketed myself on Facebook. I just started adding as many people as I could. Like I had 0 friends, and right now I have 4,900 friends, in a 2-year span. And like I just got the little certification check on me. I'm like, whatever. But like
Verified.
yeah. So, like I try to make, my name synonymous with tattooing. So there's no difference. Like when people see me, they automatically think tattooing. And it's about branding yourself in that nature. And now it's not only just with that, but now people are now associating me with like recovery and the story and the build up and the, like all that stuff. So it's like, it's a combination of the two, because I want people to see the journey. I want people to see the struggles that I have to deal with, and then me overcoming those struggles, like, because that's real, and it's just bringing people into my world. And like tattooing has, like I've gone across the country twice. Like I moved to like I started off at $25 an hour, right? After 2 months I bumped it up to $35 an hour. 2 months about to $45 an hour. At that point I moved down to Fort Lauderdale, got my first, got licensed, and got a job at a shop down there during spring break, and learned how to really be a tattoo artist. And then I came back to Virginia and got a job at a shop that had turned me down for an apprenticeship 6 months earlier. Got hired on the spot. So, then like I was kicking around like Richmond, like living at McShin actually. And then I moved to California, and I went to the biggest tattoo convention in the world, and and then I got a job at Mojave Creative in Santa Monica, like, which is really, really good shop. And that's when I really started like focusing on the education side of it, and how to become a better tattoo artist, and really how to deal with gray wash. And then I came back and I was charging $100 an hour, and now I'm at $125 an hour, and it's been this build up of like, really just, people are like, why, how have you gotten so good in such a short amount of time? Like, because I'm not like trained, like officially, what I'm saying, like professionally trained. Like I'm self-taught, what I'm saying. And like, they're like, okay, Kevin, how did you do that? And like, it's not by accident that these things happen. Like, for one thing, it takes hard work. I tattoo every day, all day. And I constantly try to push myself to do things that are outside of my comfort zone, which, allows you to see the limitations that you have, and like allows you to be comfortable with it. And, I tell people all the time, it's like one of the biggest things about tattooing is you can't let anybody see you sweat. Like the biggest thing is like, you want to make that customer feel comfortable. You never want to go,
oh shit. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
But like that anxiety, and the funny thing is that like people are like, well, do you have anxiety? And it says yes. Like the answer to that question is yes. All the time I have anxiety. And it's like, because it's a very nerve-wracking thing you're doing, and like, but I just don't let anybody see it. You know what I'm saying? Just like when I was like getting high, like nobody knew about it. But like, except like a few people, and like people, like I had no idea. And I was like, because like I've, worked on, burying this shit. And try to be like, I can overcome anything, and be like this, like, unstoppable force. And like, but really deep down, I'm freaking the fuck out. And like, but, like, that's a part of it, like that's my job, is to be, cool under pressure. And like, like also like, one of the reasons is because like I focus on education and trying to become, do the best pieces I can, and then getting the best equipment I can. And, like that's where I'm at right now. And the thing is that this isn't as good as I'm going to get. I'm going to keep on focusing on education. I'm going to keep on like getting the highest newest technology to better, like my craft, and like, and just focus on tattooing. And now I have this secretary, which she's like answering all my messages finally. She's like just awesome, like, and just able to really make it so that all I have to do is just tattoo.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah. So what is like, what are some of those tattoos that you're doing right now that you're pushing the, your boundaries? Like what type of tattooing do you do? You like,
well,
photo realism stuff? Like what do you?
I do a lot of portrait work. So
Okay.
like when I was in prison, you know, like people are like, oh, you learned how to tattoo in prison. I'm like, no, I didn't. I learned how to tattoo when I got out of prison. Like all I did when I was in prison was like focus on like drawing and designing tattoos, which is I think is one of the biggest parts of tattooing is, you know, like the design aspect. Like you can have a really good design done by a subpar tattoo artist and it's gonna be fire. Or you can have a crappy design tattoo done by a phenomenal artist and it's gonna look like shit. So, you know, I focused on the design aspect for 5 years of that. And like one of the main things I did when I was in prison was do portrait work. And you know, I got really good at it. That's just what I did. You know, like everybody wants portraits in prison for some reason.
Yeah, it's like family picture stuff.
Yeah, girlfriends, all that kind of fun stuff. So, you know, kids, all that shit. So like, doggies, you know, you're being adorable right now. But whatchamacallit? So like, you know, and I hung out with the Mexicans when I was in prison too. Like, you know, that's who I chill with. Was they were like the nicest people in the world, and so like I did a lot of like Chicano style realism, which is like a West Coast style of it.
Yeah.
And
We'll throw up some photos during.
yeah, so you know, basically, you know, like it kind of mimics what I did in prison as far as like the black and gray realism, and then you know lettering and all that kind of fun stuff. I don't do traditional. Like, I think that's stupid, you know. But, you know, and I use the highest tech stuff that they got. But, like, another thing that I do is a lot of watercolor tattoos. And people are like, that's so much different, like the black and gray style versus the watercolor. But if you think about it, the black and gray is with the real, like, you know, the realism was with the technical side of my mind. You know, like, to the max. And then the watercolor is with like the creative side of my mind to the other max, you know, and it's like that just freedom and that creativity that's allowed to flow that I don't really get to express a lot of the time, but like when I do, it's like, oh, I'm sorry. It turns out good, you know, and like I just, you know, like I think that, you know, over the next year, you know, 2 years, 5 years, whatever, like, you know, it's going to continue to grow. And it's going to grow into an empire and everything that I want to do, like, you know, start an actual recovery organization, like, you know, do like a tattoo supplies shop, like do like, I'd like to start a YouTube channel. Like I already started a YouTube channel, but, you know, like just have that dedicated to like, you know, training people on how to become tattoo artists, like something that was never given to me when I first came out of prison.
Yeah. I mean,
know?
you could start a whole like re-entry type of program, and
Yeah.
that's, you know, have you heard of Homeboy Industries in Los Angeles? They have like a whole program dedicated to people coming out of jail that have felonies, helping them get jobs. And
That's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'd be an awesome thing you can do over here, you know?
Yeah, I mean, because, like, it's not that hard to get it certified as, like, a tattooing school. And what would be great, like, you know, working with these higher-ups in the lobbying industry, like, you know, and the city councils and you know, mayors and all this kind of fun stuff, is that you can get, you know, things happening that you want to get happen. Like, you can, like, propose things like, you know, oh, well, what if we bring a tattooing program into the DOC to teach people how to actually tattoo certified and become with a, you know, they get out of prison with a license to do something that they make, you know, $70,000 a year starting off right out of prison. Like, that wasn't given to me. That was something I had to, you know, work for. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I got out of prison, nobody would hire me as an apprentice. Like, out of 62 tattoo shops, nobody would hire me as an apprentice. And they're like, oh, you might just not want to even try. I'm like, you'll see me in 2 years. I was like, don't worry about it. Like, you don't want to hire me, you'll see me in 2 years, and you're going to be like, fuck. You know, what were you thinking? But, you know, like, I just think that'd be good to give back to the community and to try to, like, give people hope for the people that have been in this situation that I've been in.
That's awesome. That's a great idea, actually, because people are getting tattooed in jail anyways. Like, why not let them do it clean and responsibly, you know?
Like, they have barber programs. Like,
Yeah.
you know, why can't they do that? You know, like, so that's just something I've been thinking about recently. But, you know, that's how far I'd like to go with it. You know, like, I like to, and eventually, like, do a mobile tattooing thing where it was like, okay, I can travel across the country And that's one of the reasons I got that Trailblazer, because it has a tow hitch on it.
Yeah.
And I like to, travel across the country like I did a couple years ago, and bring a trailer with me, and then just go to like conventions all over the country, like NA conventions, and do like NA tattoos, or go to like Burning Man, or go to like,
That's awesome. That's a great idea.
Sturgis, or
You should film that too. Like that'd be great
Yeah.
content for YouTube.
This is the build up, and that's why I try to put like my life on display, because like, it's not just the tattooing. It's a lot more than that. It's about like how to live, how to like, come from the trenches and build yourself back up in a short amount of time. And like, if I can do it, like, I'm pretty sure anybody else can. It's like, and I just try to, I don't know, like, that's just my life. I'm just trying to like bring people in on it, because if, I don't know, I just think it's important, get back a little bit, I guess.
So with the tattoos, like with the creative side, like when people bring you ideas, most of the time, is it something that like you put your little touch on it? Like, do you usually do that, or is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Because most of the time, I would imagine that people bring you an idea and you're like, well, I can make this so much better.
That's what I do every single time. And like, a lot of times, like other tattoo artists, I'm not gonna name any names, like, or shops, or like every tattoo shop in Richmond. Oops.
Yeah.
They sit there and they bring a tattoo, and they're like, "Oh, I want this," and we're like, "Okay," and they
Just
slap it
slap
on
it,
there,
yeah.
and then here's $500, and I'm like, "No, we're not gonna do that. Like, I want to make this like every time I look at them, go, okay, well, we can do that better." Like, and I take a picture of the person's like arm, I'm like, and then take a picture of the arm, put it on the iPad, and then like we pick something custom out, and then like we piece it together and then make it perfect, and then I print it right out on the stencil and then do it just like that, and they're like, yes, like it's sweet, like so I just try to do that with every tattoo, and like I think that's important, I guess, like to give people the best tattoos that I can do, and keep my clientele happy that way. Like, if I can focus on those two things, like doing the best artwork I can and keeping my clientele happy, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, and not getting high.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That little detail.
So, where do you think that creative side comes from? Is it something you've had as always, like as a kid? Like you've always been?
Well, like,
is it experiences, like hallucinogens? Like what's it been?
Hallucinogens. I mean, like, to be perfectly honest with you, like, I doubt myself all the time. Like, I don't even think I'm creative. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a true story. Like, I'm not that creative. Like, but then I look at it and people are like, holy shit, like, how did you, but it's just, I don't know, like, but there's a lot of self-doubt that goes in with it. Like, it took me, like, when I was in prison, it took me 9 months to even pick up a pen and paper and, like, start drawing. Like, I didn't think I was good enough to do it. And like, I don't know, like I didn't really focus on art until I got out of prison, or like really I got into prison. But like before that, I was a mechanic. I went to school for engineering. Like I didn't do anything with art except just keep it on the back burner, and like I didn't do anything with art. Hey, art, there you are, right there. I just met him the other day, but but so like I do have a lot of self-doubt that, like, but then I just try to, like, pound it down with relentless work, and, like, that, that equals creativity, and like, I basically see something that I like, and I'm like, let's do this, and we'll piece it together, and we'll make something cool, and it just kind of works, like I tell people when we first started tattooing, I'm like, I have no idea how this thing's going to turn out. I have no idea what the design, like, when I started designing this thing, I'm like, they're like, what are you going to do? What should I put there? I'm like, that's not a good question to ask. Like, I have no idea. Like, we're literally going to figure this out on the spot. And then, like, every single time I'm, like, blown away. I'm like, holy shit, it worked. Like, and it always turns out beautiful. And like, eventually, I guess I become more comfortable with saying that, okay, like, I might be creative, like, but, I just try to just put my own spin on everything, and I'm just do it like that. Unless you come to me with a really, really good idea, and then we're like, yeah, let's just do this.
Yeah.
You know? But that's few and far between.
Yeah. So when you say like the new high tech, new technology stuff, like what does that entail? Like what tattoo stuff is new?
So I just started working with this like 3D modeling, right, on the iPad, and it's basically like a 3D print of your arm, and I can put the exact tattoo on, like it's your arm, so you can see it from all different directions how it's gonna look before it's even on there, and they have like full body rendering and all this kind of stuff, and then like, you know, basically like what I use, like I have a $1,200 tattoo gun that's, you know, Bluetooth and voice activated.
Oh, sure.
Like a stencil printer that can print out like actual like photographs of the stencil, and you can print it on and do it just like that. You know, just, you know, using the best equipment I can get, like the best needle, the best, you know, like all this stuff. And like, that's why I kind of want to start selling it, because like everything around this area is all traditional. They all use, you know, coil guns. They all use like bullshit. And I'm used to doing things in California where it's like the
newest stuff.
Yeah, the newest stuff, and people just don't get it around this area. And I'm like, what are you doing? They're like, my grandfather had taught. My grandfather gave me this tattoo gun back in the 1970s, and I'm like, yeah, all right, well, let me know how that works for you. But
have you ever thought about applying to like one of these shows, like Ink Master or something?
Well, like,
I think I could see you on there for sure. That'd be kind of cool.
I don't even know, like, dude, honestly, like, people are like, do you know this tattoo artist? I'm like, I don't know. You know, I just, like, do my own thing. Like, I don't really even, like, pay attention to other artists or what they're doing, or, like, you know, I'm just focused on my thing. And, like, I try not to, I tell this people, too, is that, like, don't try to compare yourselves to other people. Just try to do the best work that you can do. Yeah. Just be the best version of yourself that you can be. And, you know, just don't worry about what other people are doing. Like, people are going to hate you. I mean, like, right now, like people don't like me. Like, there's a lot of people that don't like me, and, like,
in the tattoo industry?
Everywhere.
Okay.
You know? But, like, you know, like, for one thing, you know.
What do you think that's about?
That's not my fault.
But, like, what do you think it's about, though? Like, why?
Why don't they like me? I mean, like, well, for one thing, like, the people that know me and that have spent time with me and that actually, like, you know, the people that like me love me. And the people that don't like me because of their own, like, you know, what's that I'm looking for? Like, insecurity. So yeah, insecurities. Yeah. You know, whatever. You know, like, they hate me. Like, and they're like, I hate that guy, and I'm like, I don't even talk to this guy. Like, you know, like, you know, it's just a bunch of like bullshit. You know, like basically, and a lot of it is from the recovery community. You know, there's a lot of people that like that. You know, are in the rooms that, you know, the meetings, and they just want to shit on me. And I'm like, you know, basically, like, you know, if that's how you're going to be, then block, you know, block. Like, you don't got to be a part of this journey. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to see this. You don't have to witness this come up. I don't want you to be a part of my life. You know, like, I don't want, you know, I don't need you as a part of my life. I don't need your validation or your acknowledgement and anything. I don't need your friendship, like, because I'm doing my thing, and like, it's not going to change anything. And like, you know, like, I'm still going to be being the best version of myself that I can possibly be, and everything else is going to work out in its place. I don't have to worry about money. I don't have to worry about finding love or like chasing fame or any of that stuff. If I'm the best version of myself that I can be, then all those things are going to chase me. That's it. So like, if they don't like me, if you don't, you know, like, whatever, like, I don't fucking give a fuck. You know, like, I'm like, you know, I'm doing me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know.
Yeah.
You know? Like, why? Like, and the funny thing is, a lot of people that, like, want to talk shit or whatever, like, that, you know, that have something negative to say to me, like, they come up usually afterwards and they're like, oh, can I get a tattoo? And I'm like, yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'll put you on the schedule in, like, 2 years. You know, let me know how that works, you know? But I just don't, you know, like, I'm just trying to do me, and I'm happy, you know? Like, I got, you know, my new puppy on my lap, you know, like, I got my new car in the parking lot, and I'm about to go, you know, to my new house.
I think sometimes when people see other people doing really well, or if they are a certain way, and they don't know like why they're that. You know what I'm saying? Like they hate.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it comes from them not having that themselves.
Yeah.
So, you know, when I see you, like you're a carefree, like animated kind of type of person that likes to joke, and that's like something that like I would want, you know. But like I know that on the inside, like you got a lot like of stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone does, but you present like a carefree type of person. So I'm assuming that that's what people are like trying to figure out. Like, why is he so like happy all the time? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I think. What the hell? Somebody just sent me $35. That's all right.
There you go. Deposit.
Yeah, right. I mean, I don't go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? I don't stress about, you know, whatever. Like, I'm a 5'10" white guy that weighs 140 pounds, soaking wet, that wears glasses. You know, I'm not, you know, but I mean, I do my thing, and I'm successful at what I do. And you know, even like if I'm like going down a bad path, like I don't let people know about it. You know what I'm saying? But like if that's the case, like which is what happened, like, you know, I'm trying to build myself back up to this point, and like, you know, let them hate. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care, like if you know you go to the gym, you know, or you know do whatever, like it doesn't matter. You know, like I'm not trying to sit there and like whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm assuming, you know, whatever. And another like thing is like the tattoo shops around here, like they don't like me at all. And you know, like basically, I'm kind of glad that they don't like me. You know, for real, because like I went there 2.5 years ago when I needed an apprenticeship when I came out of prison, and nobody hired me. You know, not a single tattoo shop of the 62 tattoo shops that are in Richmond hired me to be an apprentice. And did that stop me? Nope.
It almost like fueled you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So hate if you want to hate, but it's ain't gonna change much. I can tell you that right now. So, and you know, this is just the beginning of this journey. Like for real. Like my main thing is like staying clean. Like A, don't do meth. B, you know, don't do meth. You know, like. And you know, if that's the case, then this you know last 4 months, like it's gonna continue. Like, okay, well, what are we gonna have this next 4 months? You know, how's it gonna go? Like, what's about the 4 months after that? And then it's a year clean. How's it gonna be a 2 years clean, or 5 years clean, or 10 years clean? What the hell is gonna happen? I mean, like this has been, you know, like people are like, Kevin, slow down. I'm like, no, no,
See
I'm good.
people flying you out on a private jet to go get tattooed, you know? I mean,
Yeah, I'm
that'd be kinda
down.
cool, yeah.
I'm all right with that.
I can see it.
You know, or I could see myself like with a nationwide network of recovery houses and tattoo shops that I can go to across the country and you know like and train people on how to become the best tattooers and you know like teach classes at the recovery houses of how to get your shit together. You know, like I would love to do that. You know, like that'd be great. Like I already have a network in Fort Lauderdale and I have a network in Los Angeles. You know, like Richmond, Fort Lauderdale, Los Angeles. And, you know, I love to just like my new secretary, she's like, you need to take a day off. And I'm like, okay. You know, like my biggest thing right now is like, you know, last year, I didn't take any days off, period, at all. I didn't go to the river one time, even though I got invited tons of times. I didn't go out on the boat and didn't, you know, do any of this stuff. And now I'm like, I'm trying to take that time to actually enjoy myself and like just chill. You know, like
What does that look like for you? Like, what's a day off look like for you when you're not tattooing? What do you like to do?
I like to go like on a boat, or like go to the river, or like just sit around my friends, you know, body shop that they're the breeders, and just go over there and just chill, or like, you know, usually like I like coming up here. I mean, like I like coming and just spending time with people in recovery, and you know, like. Ever since I got a car now, it gives me freedom. I can actually go to the different places and just say hi and just be like, you know, pop in there and just, you know, like, I like doing that kind of stuff. I like having the opportunity to be able to do that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm working Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you know, like, I don't have that free time. And that's like a big thing, right? Like this year is to really just kind of like, you know, just appreciate the little things.
Yeah, balance, right?
You know? balance.
So, so what's the what's the love life for Kevin looking like right now? Like, are we?
Let's not go there.
No. Like, are you open to it? Are you just not looking for it? If it happens, it happens.
No comment.
Okay.
No comment. I try to keep things close to the chest when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know. But you know, I'm just, you know, I try to be the best version of myself that I can be, and good things fall into my lap. You know, so, you know, like things that, like you can like plan your life to a T, to a little, every second you can plan your life, every like period and comma, and you know, everything, every point of the day you can plan it out, and it don't mean anything. You know, like people are going to come into your life that are going to change your life, and that you are better than you could have ever expected, and like situations are going to happen quicker and better than you can ever expect. And you know, like you can't plan these things, and you just kind of got to be in the position to be able to accept those things and roll with it, and just be like, you know, just say yes, you know. And that's what's happened in my life, and I'm just really happy with that. And like, you know, yeah, I'm gonna keep it private. Let's not go there, but you know, maybe in like a couple months you'll see what I'm talking about. But yeah, life is good. Let's put it that way.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you wanted to add? Because we're almost at an hour. Want to plug anything?
Plug anything?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this I got this. I don't know what the hell. It's like made out of rocks or something, crystals or something, like malachite, or I don't know. She's gonna hate me for saying this, but this girl I did a tattoo on the other day gave me this bracelet, and like ever since I started wearing this bracelet, like really crazy cool things that started happening. Like in the past 2 weeks, like I got a car, a house, puppy, secretary, you know, podcast.
That's cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like so, like these things that started happening. So like her name was Jessica Lynn, and she I don't know why I did this.
That's her real name.
Yeah, her real name is Jessica Lynn. She makes these things, and I told her I was gonna plug them for her. So
Yeah, we could do that.
you know, they're awesome. She's actually gonna make a collar for my Great Dane, like out of these things. It'd be pretty cool.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
And then we'll plug your clean tattoo
Yes.
stuff. Like,
Clean, and it
yeah.
brands itself too. Like Get Clean, you know, Recovery Center. Clean tattoos, clean piercings, clean, you know, whatever.
yeah, if you guys want a tattoo or you want to, you know, schedule something, we'll put the number up now.
Yeah, it's all right.
So yeah, we'll do that. Anything else, Kevin?
I'd like to plug Red Bull.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Free Red
We
Bull.
need to pay for that.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Red Bull if you want to. Yeah.
Gives you wings.
Yeah. So actually, yeah, man, like, yeah, I told you that all this content is going to be given to GTL. So, you know, 46 states, 2,200 correctional facilities.
That's all right.
So
That's all right. Yeah, I love to. Really, I mean, like, that's a good thing that's going to all those places, because I mean, like, this is my idea. Like, is to put you know, tattooing in prisons. Let's do it.
yeah,
You know, it's already there. Let's get people certified so they can sit there and have a career first thing smoking. You know, like go from like, you know, being a felon to somebody that owns a business that makes, you know, $200,000 a year. You know, like that.
yeah,
And that's what I want to do. I want to show people how to do that. You know what I'm saying?
awesome.
Because I think if I can do it, anybody can do it. You know.
Hear that, guys? So yeah, just reach out to Kevin, or you can reach out to Get in the Herd, and we'll connect you with Kevin.
You got to reach out to my secretary. This is Wiggles.
Willie Wiggles.
Willie Wiggles.
All right, Kevin. I appreciate you coming on the podcast.
Yeah, the podcast.
Podcast.
I appreciate
podcast.
You. Yeah, I appreciate you having me, man. This is fun.
Absolutely, man. We'll do a part 3 too.
Excellent.
All right, man.
Excellent.
Remember to stay in the herd.